Hi, Darkness14 here,
And Grim Reaper.
and we're going to show you the top 10 games of 2010. Happy New Year. Now, number 10, we have a game that I was waiting forward to, and I actually did enjoy it quite well. It got some bad reviews, but it is Alien vs. Predator. Now, it got bad reviews because of how wonky the controls were and how it was kind of sticky and it was kind of stiff and stuff like that, and how it just didn't fit too well and it wasn't smooth like every other first-person shooter. But personally, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being a Marine and being scared shitless the whole time. I enjoyed being a Predator and stalking the Marines, and I enjoyed being an alien coming up behind the Marines and stabbing them in the torso. So I liked it. It was a fun game to play, especially the multiplayer.
Alright, so number 9 here we have Mafia 2. Now, I haven't actually played the actual game, but I played the shit out of the demo, and I know well enough that this game deserves number 9. The graphics are quite amazing, as you can see. Gameplay is sort of realistic. It's explosive. It's constantly on the run. You can't stop playing it. It's that addictive. But apart from the campaign, there's just not much to do in multiplayer because there's not really a multiplayer. So that's why it got number 9.
Okay, at number 8 is a game that I've always loved since 2006, and that is Just Cause 2. The first one I loved dearly, and I could not stop playing it. Whenever I went to GameStop one day, I went to the end of GameStop, and a guy said, "You jump out of a plane, get into a boat, and start shooting shit." At first, I did not believe him, but once I played it, I believed him, and then Just Cause 2 came out. And I was thrilled. It was in production for more than 5 years because of the fact that it looks so great and the world is so big and there's just so much to do and the explosions look so great. I mean, it's impossible to get bored of it. There's so much to do, and I enjoyed it. It was a good game in 2010, and I'm glad they inserted it into 2010.
So here at number 7 we have Army of Two: The 40th Day. The reason it got number 7 is because of the fact that it is Army of Two. I mean, it's not that big, it's not well known, but the fact that it's number 7 is because of the co-op. The co-op, most games don't consist of co-op modes anymore where you have to work together to win. I love it pretty much because of the customization of the guns. You can pimp out your guns, you can kill people stealthily, and it's pretty much just badass blowing up shit with your friends.
And I mean, there's nothing more fun to do than blow something up and see a plan come together with your friends. So it was a lot of fun, even if you're playing split screen with a friend or if you're online. So that was a good attachment. Now, number 6, we have a game that is really close to my heart, and that is Red Dead Redemption. Now, this game I was waiting for a long time. I had it pre-ordered, and it was delayed twice while I had it pre-ordered. So I enjoyed this game. It was so big. The graphics are fantastic, almost as good as Uncharted 2. So I enjoyed this. It was realistic. The ragdoll physics were amazing. The guns were amazing, and the Undead Nightmare DLC was the best zombie DLC I will ever play. So I love this, and if it was not in 2010, I would probably cry. So now at number 5. A game that I've always wanted to play, and I finally bought off the dashboard not too long ago, and that is Alan Wake. And once I saw this at E3 08, I just could not stop watching the videos, even if it's that same video of E3 for the first 3 months. And I enjoyed it because of the story and how different it is from other games. And I mean, they just did so good with the atmosphere. I mean, the atmosphere in this game is unreal, more unreal than any other game I've ever played. It makes you feel like you're in a Stephen King book, and they actually name drop Stephen King. That's the first word that comes out is Stephen King, and they do a good job of trying to make a movie about Stephen King. It's not about a book, Stephen King. It's just they try to make it like Stephen King. It just has the thrill and the excitement of a Stephen King book or movie. And I enjoyed this. It's a good mechanic, and other than the fact that you use a flashlight as a weapon, it is an awesome game. So I loved it, and if this is not in 2010, I don't know what I was going to do.
So number 4 here, we have a love-hate game, Call of Duty Black Ops. To get started off saying with it, the campaign was badass. Constantly moving, explosive, high anxiety, not knowing what's going to come next, and it's just that amazing. Now, downside to this was this disappointing multiplayer. Now, as you saw in World at War, you saw that it was very fun and balanced and all that. Now, multiplayer here is balanced. It's a very letdown because there's not much to do.
And similar to MW2, which is kind of a letdown. I was hoping for more, but I did not receive it.
It was a pretty good game overall, and that's why I got number 4. Okay, so at number 3 here, we have a game.
Top 3.
Yeah, we're down to top 3. Is Halo Reach. Now, this game I had anticipated for a long time. I thought that it'd be Halo 4, but it wasn't. It was actually a pre-log to everything that's happened before the first Halo. Now, this was probably one of the best Halos I've ever played, apart from the first one. But
the graphics are amazing, the gunplay is amazing, the story is amazing, and it's just all around great. You never stop moving, and if you do stop moving, you get to watch the wonderful cutscenes that you get to witness. And everything's good about it, even the multiplayer in the Forge.
Number 2 here we have Hot Pursuit, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. Now, in my opinion, this is probably the best Need for Speed there is. Pretty much because you have exotic cars turned into police cars, blowing up shit, taking shit down, taking them out.
And it's really fast paced. They do a good job of keeping up with the fast pace. And whenever you're driving really fast, they make it to where the controls are really stiff. But that's a good thing, because if they were too loose, then it would be too hard to drive when you're going really fast. And since this is a remake of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2001, 2002, somewhere in that timeline, then it just fits so well. And there are even maps from the original one that are make it into this one, and I enjoyed it. And there's a multiplayer to where a cop against a racer, and you can have multiple racers and multiple cops. And Jacob and I cannot stop playing it. And whatever you do in your multiplayer goes over to your campaign. So whenever you're playing multiplayer, do not fret if someone gets further than you, because you're still doing stuff on your campaign.
Alright, so at number 1 here, you have a Jizz in Your Pants game called Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I'm sure most people have played it.
This is the first Assassin's Creed that has multiplayer in it. And I think it's a good time to involve multiplayer in an Assassin's Creed game, because if a game does not have multiplayer, then you kind of get bored of the campaign of playing it over and over again, especially if there's...
Even though it is a free roam, it's still very boring if you don't have multiple stuff to do.
Yeah, and the multiplayer is pretty fun. It's cat and mouse, and you're chasing this guy while he's chasing you, and it's really fun, really anticipating, kind of scary at the same time. So I didn't play this, but Jacob has, so I'm going to go with his word.
Yeah.